Good evening, soccer fans. Welcome to the campus of Wissahickon High School. District 1 playoff soccer action coming at you tonight. A semifinal in Class AA between the number 2 seed, the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds, and the number 6 seed, the Radnor Raiders. Radnor with the opening tap in the red and black, moving right to left on your camera. Holy Ghost in the all-white, going the other direction. Welcome aboard. What a beautiful night. Election night 2004, November the 2nd. Tonight's match, not the only race going on around town. George Bush and John Kerry trying to figure out who's going to be the next president of this country, but tonight we're going to try to figure out who's going to be the last finalist in District 1 Class AA. Just prior to this game, it was Lansdale Catholic, a 1-0 winner over Upper Marion to advance to the District 1 Class AA final. The winner of tonight's game will face Lansdale Catholic 2 nights from now. The Radnor Raiders working it down deep and into the box as Panitas tries a shot. Ball played out wide, John Hood, and defensively over there for the Firebirds. We'll pick up the numbers for these Holy Ghost Prep players as best we can. We're more familiar with Radnor. We've done a few of their games this season. First look we've gotten at Holy Ghost Prep. These two teams have met on numerous occasions in district playoffs. Back in, here's Keith Shilcock. He's going to unload from distance. He's going to miss wide to the left. Senior goalkeeper Patrick Becker watches that one drift on by. If memory serves, these two teams met in the district playoffs back in 2000. That match was an early round matchup, and Radnor had to travel to Holy Ghost Prep, play on their field. They took them down 2-1. Restart goal from Corey Shilcock-Elliott, younger brother of Radnor head coach Kyle Shilcock-Elliott. They met again 2 years later in the district final. I'm sorry, they met the next year in the district semifinal. Radnor won that one, went on, I believe, and then 2 years ago, Holy Ghost Prep and Radnor met once again in the district final. Holy Ghost, a winner there. So all 3 matches in recent memory between these two teams were 1-goal affairs. Again, to the best of my recollection, I don't have the exact stats on that, but we figure this one will be a good one tonight. The surface here at Wissahickon, as you can see, is lined as a football field. It is the old-style AstroTurf. It's a hard surface that rolls. It is not the new style turf that you see over at Radnor and some of the other fields around the area that are popping up. But what that means is this game is going to play a little bit more like an indoor game, as number 3, Kenny Kakarika, takes a Shilcock-Elliott, Keith Shilcock-Elliott all by himself up into the box. He's loose. He shoots wide as he just got knocked off his stride as he went to unload. Shilcock-Elliott 1-on-3 there and still able to pull the trigger. Well, Radnor 2 shots in the early going. Both of them off the mark. Patrick Becker, the long outlet to midfield. Justin Matthew, the Radnor defender, up for that one. Holy Ghost Prep heads it forward. Lee Bissett knocks it down. Len Cecchio. Ball still up in the air. Panitas tries to get it down. He and number 7, that's Timothy White, gone at it together. Ball finally pops out on the near side. Rodrigo Nogales. The Firebirds do not have numbers on the front of their jersey, so again, we'll do the best we can to identify them as efficiently as possible. Justin Matthew pops it out to the right side. Chris Sargent marked tightly, pulls it back to Len Cecchio. Cecchio takes it out wide, is going to try the right side, thinks better of it, pulls it back inside, touches inside to Chris Sargent. Sargent is going to drop it back, I believe he does, to Matt Hitson. Hitson goes long, looking for Shilcock-Elliott. The ball took a funny bounce on Shilcock-Elliott, I think. He ran around the wrong side of that one. The Firebirds pop it out on the near side, throw in for Radnor. Well, how did these two teams get here? We said Holy Ghost was the number 2 seed. They had a bye in the first round of AA playoffs. And they played the winner of a pigtail game. That was Upper Moreland, and the Firebirds a 2-1 winner in overtime in that one. Radnor has had 2 matches in AA. They opened with a 3-1 victory over Octorara, a game in which they totally dominated. And then they followed up with a 3-0 victory over Upper Perkiomen in another match in which they really held a lot of the play. The fast surface here probably suits the Radnor game pretty well. They like to knock it around. Here's Panos Panitas. Panitas getting around one defender. He's going to unload from distance. Knocked down by the central defense of Holy Ghost. They pop it out. Here's Len Checchio. Quickly he tries to one-touch it to Justin Matthew, but the Firebirds pick it up, get it to the center circle. Lee Bissett just slides it out wide for Matthew. Matthew now looking upfield. He's going to go long. Shilcock Elliott, the target man up top, pulls it back inside. Slots it through for Hood on the move. Hood gets a touch on it, curls it back across, and look at Becker diving out to cover out that crossing ball. Rodrigo Nogales was coming forward. He would have been the only Radnor who might have had a chance to play that, but Becker cut it off at the pass. High bouncing ball. You can see that hard AstroTurf. The ball really bounces up high. Panos Panitas, they say, committed a foul against number 24. That's Alex Geiger, junior defender. This Firebirds team very, very young. They only start 2 seniors. Chris Sargent picks it off on the right side for Radnor. Working down against Pat Dooling, but Sargent pulls it back. He's in the middle now. He's in trouble. A lot of traffic converging on him, but there's Matthew to pick it up. Checchio tries from about 25 yards, nothing doing. Ball popped inside, squirted straight up. John Hood takes it off his chest, follows it up. Shilcock Elliott floats it on through. Hood on the move. It's down low. Becker covers up. Well, Patrick Becker has been busy in the first 7 minutes of this one. Long ball deep into the Firebirds' defense. They had it out initially. It's in the center circle. Len Checchio picks it up. Shilcock Elliott floats it ahead for Nogales. Nogales pulls it back under pressure, looking for a runner. Has Chris Dambley going down the line. Dambley coming up out of the back. Takes it into the edge of the 18. Goes a square across the line and gets turned around. He's going to have to try to hang on for possession. He drops it back to Matthew. All the way back to Bissett, and the Raiders restart. Bissett just calmly sidesteps number 5, and that is Mark Buckley up top for the Firebirds. Here's a ball into the box. Panitas down low. This one runs on out, and I think it's going to be a corner kick indeed. Len Checchio will do the duties for the Radnor Raiders. Neither of these teams have particularly stellar records. Holy Ghost Prep at 10-8-3 on the season. Radnor at 9-8-3. We'll discuss that in a little bit. But here's the ball from Checchio. Shilcock Elliott's up high. Ball knocked down. The Firebirds defense saved one there. Becker was beaten at the near post, but the header came across and deflected off a Firebird head. And Becker up high at the corner there on a shot from Chris Sargent. Well, Radnor has the guns going early. Radnor has had trouble scoring this season. However, recently, as we just mentioned, they've had 6 goals in the last 2 games in AA playoffs. Ball squirted up. Panitas working for it. Panitas down low, still with possession. Got it up and over Alex Geiger, but the Firebirds get it out momentarily. Shilcock Elliott at the top of the 18, takes it out wide. He's going to try to get it down low, trying to corral that bouncing ball, and then he loses control. Good defense over there by, I believe that's number 13, Kyle Grupp. Well, the Firebirds just trying to get it out of their own end and having some difficulty. Again, the Firebirds, the younger of the 2 teams, starting primarily juniors and a couple of sophomores. Radnor is predominantly senior. So we'll see if experience can hold out over the enthusiasm of youth, as it were. Restart here for Holy Ghost. Right down the line. Mark Buckley touches it inside, picked off by Len Checchio. He comes out past Panos Panitas, and the Firebirds are going to pick it up on their side of midfield. They one-time it out to the near side to number 25, John Golombowski. But Len Checchio has it now for the Raiders. Under heavy pressure, he drops it back to Panitas. Panitas ahead, They keep trying to get it up top to Shilcock Elliott. He has looked dangerous in the early going when he's been up top. He and Panitas and will rotate as the front runners as Chris Dambley drops it in for Radnor. Ball sent inside to Checchio. Checchio one more time to Justin Matthew. He's going to go right down the middle and over the head of Keith Shilcock Elliott. This one all the way in on Patrick Becker on one hop. Well, that actually goes as a shot on goal, because if Becker hadn't picked that up, it would have gone in. That certainly was not Matthew's intent, but Matthew bombs it out again. This time it gets deep to Devin DeAndrea. DeAndrea just dumps it out on the far side. Ball floated ahead. Shilcock Elliott pops it up. He's going to try to get it on the second touch. Here comes John Hood to help out. Now Panitas. Panitas tried to one-time it. Hood got a shot. It deflects off a white-shirted Holy Ghost Prep player, and I believe this one's going to go to the corner. It does. Another corner opportunity for Radnor. They came close on their first one. Defensive header saved the day for the Firebirds. Let's see what happens on this go-round. Checchio gets a lot of air into this one again. Shilcock Elliott took it off the chest. It's up high. A defensive header gets it out to the 18, and a second one gets it out of harm's way. Dambley sends it back in quickly. Shilcock Elliott had trouble handling it. It's poked out again, and now the Firebirds were going to try to start something here. Out to the near side, but I think this one's going to run out, and there you see the AstroTurf roll. On some of these newer surfaces that you're seeing around town, that one might not have run on out, but on the AstroTurf it certainly does. The other factor here at Wissahickon, the field is narrow. It's only about 60 yards wide as it's lined for soccer. That is a little bit narrow for high school soccer. Panitas tried to knock it through. Nogales was coming down the left side. The Firebirds get it to the middle of the field, but there's Len Checchio. Hood. Sargent one time's inside to Panitas. Panitas touches to Checchio, but didn't put enough on it. And that, I believe, was John Golombowski who broke it up. Yep. Checchio sends this one down the line, and let's see what we have here. Offsides they called on Keith Shilcock Elliott. He's shaking his head. He doesn't agree with the call. I did not get a look at it. Becker, a long outlet to the far side of the center circle. Up for the header, though, was Len Checchio. The Firebirds are going to send it long. Lee Bissett tried to challenge, and now the Firebirds with even numbers, at least momentarily, but Chris Dambley is going to get a foot to this one. He plays it out into an empty space. Nogales challenging for Radnor, and it's poked out. And they say deflected off Nogales. Throw in for Golombowski. I'm sorry, for Alex Geiger. I've misidentified him. It's Geiger wearing a number 24 shirt. He's had a couple plays in the middle. There's Golombowski, number 25. The outlet deflects off the back of Panitas. The Firebirds trying to collect it, but Chris Sargent popping ahead. Number 20, Devin DeAndrea, is going to throw it in for Holy Ghost Prep. Long through ball up for the defensive header, Matt Hitson. Out to John Hood. Bad first touch for Hood. Picked up by number 3, Kenny Kakarika. He gives it away to Chris Sargent at the midfield line. Sargent has Panitas outside. Shilcock Elliott has to pull it back. Now he drops it all the way back to Keith Dambley, and Dambley will bring it up from the left side. Inside to Checchio. Squirted ahead. This one's too far. Circling around at number 17, Pat Dooling. He outlets, picked up by John Hood. You can see that both teams having a little trouble gauging the bounce on this AstroTurf field. Radnor does have a turf field at home. They've played about 7 or 8 games on it, but it is that new style with the ground-up rubber inside of it. Does not bounce as high as this AstroTurf surface. It'll probably take both teams the better part of the half to sort of figure out the pace of this surface. Long ball, look at the ball, just keeps on running, and it's out. And a substitution now for Holy Ghost Prep. We had a nice chat with Coach Gene Curran before the match. What a pleasant fellow. He's standing in for longtime head coach Fran Nick, who's recovering from surgery. We certainly wish Coach Nick all the best in his recovery. Meanwhile, Holy Ghost Prep loses this one out over the far touchline right at the Holy Ghost bench. Justin Matthew drops it in. Len Checchio has to wait for the bouncing ball. And then Rodrigo Nogales just stood there and watched it. Golombowski came up and played it. Hood nods it ahead. Panitas. Back to Checchio. He pulls it out to Matt Hitson in the back. Hitson's going to try Dambly and just dumps it on out. Golombowski puts it in. Nogales has it. Nogales has some red shirts up front, but puts it right into Golombowski. Now Hood has it. Dambly touches it ahead for himself. One times it inside, and a handball not called. Hood in traffic. And the Firebirds play it up ahead to Kakarika. Hitson's right there. He turns it up the field long, but nobody home for Radnor. Nogales picks it up. Shilcock Elliott slides it out to Hood. Hood can't get through the white shirts. Panitas is going to pop it up. Hood's going to try again. This time he heads it forward. It comes right back at him. And Dambly floats this one high into the box. The Firebirds catching a lot of those balls in the air. And here's a long ball down the left side. It's a foot race now between Buckley and Matthew. The Firebirds are finally going to get forward with some possession. And they try to go inside. There's Lee Bissett to break it up. And Bissett gets it back. Good hustle by Connor Winther, who tried to get there and keep it alive, but he could not. Connor Winther, the younger brother of Villanova and FC Delco star Greg Winther, who had a great career here at Holy Ghost. Ball outside. Popped up, and Bissett sweeps it away, and all of a sudden, Holy Ghost has it down in the Radnor end, and they're causing some problems for the Radnor defense. And Panos Panitas is down, and they're going to stop play momentarily while Panitas gets tended to. He collided with one of the Firebirds as he challenged for that ball, and he is writhing in pain at the moment. Well, while they're tending to Panitas, let's talk a little bit about Holy Ghost Prep. They play in the Bicentennial Athletic Conference, I believe. Primarily play against smaller schools. Holy Ghost Prep, of course, not anywhere near the size of Radnor. They play against teams like Lower Moreland, Christopher Dock, which is a single-A team, New Hope Soulbury, Calvary Christian, Plumstead Christian, so Morrisville, mostly smaller schools in the Upper Montgomery and Bucks area. Radnor, of course, plays in the Central League in the western suburbs of Philadelphia. They are the only AA team in the Central League. All the teams they play against throughout the year, primarily AAA teams. And Radnor is not very far from being a AAA team in terms of school population. They are sort of a larger AA school, as it were. And Panitas is going to pop up, it looks like, and he is going to limp off the field. Well, if Panitas were unable to continue, that would be a blow to Radnor. He's been on a bit of a goal-scoring tear lately. And we did mention Radnor has had trouble scoring all season long. But as we get ready, Holy Ghost Prep will get a restart. It's going to be John Golombowski. And he's going to get to put this one into the box. The Firebirds, we'll see if they can get one on net here. Looks like Jay On will replace Panitas in the Radnor lineup.
Come on, let's go, guys.
Three-man wall for the Radnor right now, two. Rodrigo Nogales is going to try to line them up. And Golombowski set to restart. Rodrigo Nogales is going to pick up a mark. Golombowski goes right on in. This one is off the head of Lee Bissett, I believe. Holy Ghost keeps it alive. But there is Chris Sargent to play it for Radnor. He can't hang on, but Justin Matthew following up behind breaks it up momentarily. Now Dambly plays it out, but All of a sudden, it's Holy Ghost who has the possession forward, and Radnor scrambling to get this one out of their own end. Shilcock Elliott knocked it down, but now he's run himself off sides, and let's see what the call is here. Well, not sure I saw a foul there, but one has been given. And it's going to be restarted by Holy Ghost. Number 10, Peter Leonard. Out wide. DeAndrea. On to Nogales. Nogales down the line looking for Shilcock Elliott, but this one is going to be bumped on out by the Firebirds. You see a lot of out of bounds here. The field is a little narrow. The ball runs quickly. We expect to see a lot of balls out of bounds tonight. Chris Dambley right up the middle. Shilcock Elliott corrals the ball, takes it deep to Hitson. Hitson, one of the skill players for Radnor. Started out as a midfielder and a forward early in the season. He's been moved back by head coach Kyle Shilcock Elliott. Here's a long ball from Dambley. One hopper, no problem for Patrick Becker. The outlets to the far side. Ball ahead looking for the front runners, Tim White and Kenny Kakarika, but they can't find the ball right through. Shilcock Elliott slots it ahead for Surgeon on the move, but a good defensive play on the far side by number 13, Kyle Grupp. Broke down the challenge from Radnor. Substitution now for Holy Ghost. Looks like two players coming on. Number 15, Brian Affelt. And right there playing for the ball, and can't get a number just yet, but we'll get it for you in a moment. Ball squirting into the center circle. John Hood picks it up for the Raiders. Throw in on the near side. Chris Dambley up for the header, but he knocks it right on out, and Holy Ghost gains about 20 yards on that one. Throw in once again for Geiger. Radnor with the header, but it goes deep into the Radnor end. Chris Dambley chasing it down. He's under pressure. He has help inside from Lee Bissett, and he just lets it run on out. It's going to be a throw-in for Radnor. Well, not a bad idea to get a throw-in, but Dambley let it run about 20 yards down into his own end. Perhaps if he dropped it to Bissett, they could have gotten it out. Here's a ball, and found the Radnor defense a little spread out. Good opportunity there for Holy Ghost, but not much on the shot, and Tom Gallagher, no trouble handling that one. I believe that was Affelt with the shot. Hood. Out to Matthew. Matthew overruns the ball. Holy Ghost is going to try a long diagonal. Chris Dambley circling around behind it, and he squirts it past Kakarika. It trickles on out, though, and quickly the Firebirds put it in play. Golombowski floats it inside, headed out by Matthew. Well, the Radnor spacing has collapsed on this. Everybody's squeezing in on defense, so the balls that they get out, there's nobody there to pick them up. Holy Ghost is just sending them right back on in. Well, we see Panos Panitas on the far sideline with his boot off, and he's still limping. That does not bode well for Radnor. Holy Ghost with control at the midfield line. Geiger plays it out wide. Long floating ball hits it up for the defensive header. Radnor pops it on out, but Holy Ghost covering the field well at the moment. On, drops it back to Checchio. He gets it out to Nogales. Nogales one touches ahead. Quickly forward for Shilcock Elliott. He tried to shield the ball off and run around the defender, number 20, Devin DeAndrea, but that's a little bit too clever, I think. And Shilcock Elliott collides with number 18, Michael Sabatka, and that's a foul. The Firebirds will restart. Well, Radnor had all the play through the first 15 minutes or so, but Holy Ghost has steadied the ship, and they are now starting to apply some pressure forward as Radnor has gotten a little disoriented. Sargent nudges it ahead. Shilcock Elliott's going to track it down. He shoots from distance. Shot. Goal! Well, that one came against the run of play, didn't it? Shilcock Elliott, an innocent-looking position on the far side of the box, pulled the trigger and beat Becker on the short side. I think that caught just about everybody by surprise, not the least of which was Patrick Becker. But Radnor, in the 23rd minute, goes up on top through senior Keith Shilcock Elliott. The Firebirds tap it off following that goal, and just when they had seemingly got things going, Shilcock Elliott takes their breath away a little bit now, hits and bombs this one way, way, way down the field. Shilcock Elliott playing the trap, couldn't get to it. Matthews going to come surging ahead. Let's see what happens here. Will Radnor be energized, or will they get a little complacent and too happy and let Holy Ghost come back down and equalize? Always a difficult time after you score a goal. Sometimes you just get a little too happy. Most coaches will tell you that that 5 to 8 minute period after you score a goal is when you really have to tighten the straps a little bit. Pay attention to what's going on. Ball down the far side by the Firebirds, and that was number 18. Michael Sabatka couldn't handle it on the far side. On, touches that back out. Checchio down the line. Sargent has some red shirts inside. Here's Shilcock Elliott. He's loose. Shilcock Elliott unloads right at Patrick Becker. Well, Shilcock Elliott, since his move to the front about halfway through the season, has certainly generated a lot of chances, but he has had a number of open looks at the goal and has put it right at the goalkeeper this season. Throw in for Holy Ghost. No, I'm sorry, a restart on the foul. Alex Geiger. Geiger sends a low one to the midfield line there. Didn't try to launch that one over the defense. Chris Sargent got a header, popped it out the midfield, but Radnor just has 2 players up top. Holy Ghost has 4 back defending, and they're going to control. Golombowski, a little squibber inside, hits and got a touch on it. Right there, though, is number 7, Tim White. White can't hang on, though. And Shilcock Elliott gets a touch. Ball squirted into space. Right there, number 10, Peter Leonard bombs it down the near side, and this one's going to run on out. Chris Dambley drops it in quickly and then sends it long up the field again. Radnor going back to what started them in. The way they started this match was trying to target Shilcock Elliott up top. He has been dangerous in this first half. Justin Matthew down the line. Chris Sargent chasing after it. Pops it inside. There's a header. Straight up. Sargent's going to get after it. He gets to it. He's down at the line. Drops it back deep. Here's Nogales coming up, but Firebirds just parry it away. Well, Sargent did absolutely the right thing. Took a couple touches down the line. Laid it back. It looked like Shilcock Elliott might get it. He was just a step ahead of the ball. Rodrigo Nogales came in. He couldn't get to it. And finally, the Firebirds' defense pushed it on out. White took it off the chest. Matthew sends it down the line. Radnor plays a slightly different arrangement, and they're going to call Len Checchio for the foul. Radnor plays with 4 defenders, 2 stoppers or defensive midfielders, 3 trailing forwards, and 1 man up top. It's an arrangement you don't see that often. It is a bit hard to learn. It's fairly popular in the Spanish leagues. It's popular with the FC Dalco Club, and head coach Kyle Shilcock-Elliott, the second-year coach at Radnor, also an FC Dalco coach, and that's where he kind of picked up the system from his mentor, Alan Metzger. Shilcock-Elliott, of course, only 2 years removed from his collegiate playing days at the University of Delaware. His assistant, Joe Carullo, only 2 years removed from playing at Villanova, so the Radnor coaching staff brings a lot of actual playing experience to the game. As Holy Ghost Prep works a throw-in on the far side. Long throw-in in. Coming forward are the Firebirds. Chris Dambley at the near side, and again, without numbers on the front of the uniforms for the Firebirds, tough to call them out, but that was number 9, Andrew Wittenberg, challenging over there defensively. Ball quickly played into Checchio, back to Dambley. Dambley has to one-time it out of there. It's going to run on out. Throw in for Holy Ghost. And now a substitution for the Firebirds. Number 18, Michael Sabatka, heads on out. As Geiger sends in a high floating header. White is behind Hitson. Hitson's going to take it to the corner. White gets involved and then loses it out over the touchline. Throw in for Radnor. Well, the Firebirds have Radnor penned in the corner here. If they can just keep them down here, maybe they can work something into the box. Radnor looks like they're going to get it out. Shilcock-Elliott has it. He's still with it. Nods it inside. Nogales can't get to it, though. Ball squirts to the near side. Hitson just pops it straight on up and out. Under some pressure there from Andrew Wittenberg, I believe. Throw in for number 12, Kevin Mealy of the Firebirds. We see Geiger heading into the box. Mealy, a low line drive, a 1 bouncer. Not a bad idea on this surface. Practically like a low shot restart. Long ball into the box. Radnor a little thin on numbers in the back here. The marking a little suspect. And Holy Ghost is applying some pressure. They're going to substitute another player here. Heading off, number 25, John Golombowski. Ball into the box, gets all the way across. Sargent just plays it on out, and it's going to be a throw-in for Holy Ghost.
Come on, Ghost, right here!
Throw in on the far side, this right into the middle. But Lee Bassett up for the header. John Hood trying to track it down for Radnor. And I think this is going to be a throw-in for Holy Ghost. Yeah, Andrew Wittenberg stayed right after it. The throw-in picked up by Devin DeAndrea. It's poked loose, and now Chris Sargent with all kinds of space forward. He's one of the speed burners for Radnor. Let's see if he can take it on in himself. He slots it across for Shilcock-Elliott. It was picked off by the last defender. Sargent might have just been better to go on and take it in himself, but he was starting to run out of gas. Long run for Sargent, about 60, 70 yards there. Holy Ghost trying to break out on the counterattack, and that is where Radnor has had defensive difficulties, is on the counterattack. And it looks like Panos Panitas is going to come back in for Radnor. Well, whatever injury, we can see he's not really running at full speed. You can see him still limping a bit, but Keith Shilcock-Elliott is going to take a breather. Bassett plays it inside to Hitson. He slots it across for Hood. Hood can't get to it, but a favorable bounce falls to Jay on. Ball sent out wide looking for Nogales. Nogales, 1 man to beat, floats it ahead for Panitas. Panitas, 1 against 3, gets around all 3. Here comes Becker to cover it up. White knocks it down for Holy Ghost, but Bissett right there to break it up. White's going to get it back, slides it across for number 13, Kyle Grupp. Holy Ghost getting the possession game going now. Playing with much more purpose than they did early in this half. And we'll see if they can make it pay off. Chris Dambly pokes it away, but Geiger takes it across the field. Good little dummy move. Coming forward, number 20, Devin DeAndrea. DeAndrea right into the center of the Radnor defense. Hood plays it right back up the middle, and then this one is bombed well over the net. That shot taken, I believe, by Connor Winter. Chris Dambly with a long outlet. Winter up behind on to get the head on it, but I think this is going to run out. It does. It's a throw-in for Nogales and Radnor. Well, he's going to defer to Chris Dambly. Hitson has to quickly get rid of it. Nogales missed the header. Panitas is going to try to keep it alive. Panitas just waited for Kyle Grupp to play it a little bit. Grupp's going to get it back, but there's Hood. Hood's got position right now. He's going to take it out to the far side, but all of a sudden Radnor not really pushing hard to get some of the loose balls. Holy Ghost Prep picking up most of them. Well, Radnor does have the 1-0 lead on the goal in the 23rd minute from Keith Shilcock Elliott, but all of a sudden they have forgotten how to take it forward. This time they do, but it's played away by the Holy Ghost defense. White out wide, but Affelt had to wait for that one, and Holy Ghost lost the momentum. Ball inside. Nogales can't get there. It's hit straight up on does. This one goes deep, and Becker is going to come out and slide in behind that one. Peter Leonard was right there to help out just in case. White out wide, but Mealy couldn't get up for that one. On plays it. Panitas tried to get a foot to it, but coming forward, that was Geiger. He had the forward momentum, but Bissett had the forward momentum right there. He pried it loose. On finally gets it out to Sargent. Sargent now cuts it inside into space. He's got Hood on the move. Sargent cuts it right into the white shirts. Ball floated into the box. Panitas is going to try to get after it, but defensively, Pat Dooling wins that matchup. Dooling, the junior defender, knocks it on out, but it's going to be a corner kick for Radnor. Just about 5.5 minutes left in this opening stanza. The number 6 seed, Radnor Raiders, up on top of the number 2 seed, Holy Ghost Prep. Radnor with the corner kick. Checchio curls this one out. Hitson coming to it. Couldn't quite get there, and they're going to call him for a foul. He was in behind Kyle Grupp, who had good position there on that corner. Becker brings it out to the near side. And the Firebirds can't make the connection there. Dooling a little heavy on that touch, looking for Geiger. Panitas pops it up. Nogales waits for it. Has Dambly. Dambly pulls it back. Slots it inside. Nogales has a little space, touches ahead to Panitas. Panitas tries to leave it for Nogales. There's the shot. Played away by Becker, and on is not going to get there. Well, Becker had not been busy for quite some time, but he was up to that one. Good shot attempt there from Nogales as he tried to beat Becker low to the far side, and Becker, a diving arm save on that one. The Firebirds coming forward. Hood takes it off his chest, and he just bombs it long again. Well, this seems to be the Radnor strategy, to play it over the midfield. It could be that Radnor thinks they have a speed advantage up top against the Holy Ghost defenders, and they're trying to spring somebody loose up there. or at least get possession up top and let the three trailing forwards fill in behind. On is going to try the right side now for Radnor. He's going to try to take it deep. He does get a foot on it to poke it inside. Here's Checchio. Checchio waits, shoots wide. Three substitutions now for Holy Ghost. We see Affelt leaving the field. We see White leaving the field. And number 20, Devin DeAndrea, heads off as well for the Firebirds. Ball headed inside. Checchio drops back to Bissett. Bissett right back to Checchio. Hood inside to On, back to Hood. Hood turns it to the near side. Runs into some traffic. Here's Dambley coming up out of the back. Dambley cuts it back into space. There's On. He keeps it himself, goes central. Tries to put it through a slot and does, but Sargent was headed back up the field, and that one, no chance for Radnor. Becker's outlet to the far side. Matthew takes the high bouncing ball, deflects it off number 14 from Holy Ghost. That is Chaz Norwitz. One of the three substitutions just into the match. Here's On. Tried to put it right through Pat Dooling. That usually doesn't work when you try to put it right through a defender. Nogales can't get to it. Kyle Grupp has it for the Firebirds, and the Firebirds bringing some numbers forward, but Justin Matthew is going to bomb it on out. Well, Radnor is not really playing the kind of style ball that they have played through much of the year, which is to keep it on the ground and knock it around. Perhaps they're a little concerned with the pace of the field and the size of the field. Here's Chris Dambley. He's not going to get to this ball, though. It's going to be a throw-in for Holy Ghost. Inside 90 seconds left in this first half. Nogales knocks it off number 11, Winther, and this is going to be a Radnor throw-in. Ball into Panitas. Try to get it back to Hood, misfired though. Bouncing ball to Hitson. Hitson is just going to send this one long. Chris Sargent's going to wait for the bouncing ball. Defensively though, number 25, John Golombowski back in. He got to that one first, but Radnor gets the throw in. Len Checchio tried to head it forward to Panitas. Matthew is going to get this one in the middle. Nogales is there. Becker has to retreat a little bit on that high bouncer. One last chance perhaps for Holy Ghost Prep to get it down the field if they can get control here. Kakarika ahead and a foul by Justin Matthew. I'll tell you what, the counterattack was there. The Radnor defense was absolutely not marking well in the back on that one, but the foul committed by Matthew. And Holy Ghost is not going to get this one off. Well, they do. They get it goalward, and it sails wide, and that is going to wrap it up in the first half. District 1 Class AA playoff action coming at you on ESVN. I'm Jeff Elliott with the play-by-play. Hope you're enjoying this one. The Radnor Raiders with a 1-0 lead at halftime. They carried the play through the first 15 minutes. Holy Ghost had a little burst for about the following 10, and then it was kind of even-steven for the rest of the match. Radnor has the best of the shots, and they have the big one that counts. It's up on the goal through Keith Shilcock-Elliott in the 23rd minute. I'll tell you what, we're going to take a little break here as these players retire to the sidelines to meet with their coaching staff and see what adjustments they're going to make. Stick around, folks. We're going to be right back for exciting second half action. The Radnor Raiders and the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds have returned to the pitch. 40 more minutes to see who's going to advance to the District 1 Class AA final. Right now, Radnor has a little bit of breathing room with that first half goal, but Holy Ghost Prep had some moments where they were putting some pressure on the Raiders, and they'll be looking for the equalizer here in fairly short order, I'm certain. Remember, Holy Ghost Prep went into overtime to get here just the other night against Upper Moreland. And it is the Firebirds with the opening tap as we are underway in the second half. Matt Hitson bombs this one out long. There for the header on the deep side was, let's see, a handball call on Chris Sargent there. I believe that's number 10 in the central defense, Peter Leonard. Ball out beneath us here. Throw in for Radnor. Well, Keith Shilcock-Elliott back in to start the second half for the Raiders. He is the goal scorer in tonight's match, the lone goal scorer as to this point. Throw in for Holy Ghost. Grupp drops it in. Long ball bomb forward. Tried to get it to Tim White. Couldn't do it. But the Firebirds pick it up at midfield. Well, we'll see what adjustments have been made by these two teams. For Radnor, they had it going pretty well for pretty good stretches, but they did get a little disoriented on defense on a couple of occasions. For Holy Ghost, they've got to figure out perhaps how to get a little bit better possession up top, let their midfielders come in from behind. They may try to pressure Radnor a little bit more, see if they can pop the ball loose. Shilcock-Elliott lays it out wide, Hood on the move, but picked off by Grupp. Hood finally gets control, touches inside, but the Firebirds get it out. Bissett heads it inward. Hood knocks it back. Checchio gets underneath that one. Leonard heads it up for the Firebirds. Panitas right there. And Shilcock-Elliott flat-footed, didn't challenge for that ball. The Firebirds got it forward, and ball banging around in midfield right now. Panitas waiting for it to settle down a little bit. Bissett is going to come right up straight ahead for Sargent. One touch back. Bissett's going to get it back. He dummies it. Now Hitson's going to have to come out of the middle to cover up. Tim White was there, and not perhaps the best place to dummy the ball by Lee Bissett. The Firebirds pick it up at the center circle. Here's a curling ball inside. Dambley knocks it down. A deflection up off the face of number 11, Connor Winther, on a little sort of a defensive bicycle kick there, and looks like Winther is going to be able to shake it off. Gallagher, high punt to the center circle. Nobody challenging for Radnor, and that was something they stopped challenging for loose balls partway through that first half, and doesn't look like they've gotten back to that just at the moment. Shilcock-Elliott under pressure, working through traffic, still working. Finally falls down and knocks over to defense. Ball comes to the near side. DeAndrea to Grupp. Grupp tried to get it inside. Radnor wouldn't let him. Sargent pokes it on out. Throw in for Holy Ghost. Bissett with the header. Checchio bounced high up over his head. Connor Winther on the move, but there's Panitas defensively, and Winther ran right up his back. Quickly restarted. Matt Hitson up ahead for Hood. Hood touches wide, cuts it back into the defense of Kyle Grupp. Radnor throws it in. Grupp getting awfully involved in this game over the past few minutes. Bissett came up and hooked Tim White, committed the foul. Grupp sends it diagonally. Over there's Mark Buckley trying to chase it down. He can't get there, though. Radnor drops it in through Matt Hitson. Hitson is going to just bomb this one out. Sargent can't handle it. Matthew with the header. White picks it up. Goes on goal. This one well wide to the left. Chris Dambly will restart for Radnor. Grupp with the header. We've called his name a number of times already in this second half. Foul called against Lee Bassett. Radnor completely disjointed right now. Holy Ghost starting to take control. Winther will restart. Curls it right down the middle. Tom Gallagher snaps it up at the 6. Little too much at the goalie there by Winther. Gallagher's punt comes to the near side and I think is going to hop high and out. Golombowski with the throw in. Quickly the ball thrown in. Sargent, we had a little disagreement there between the refereeing staff. This one indeed goes to Radnor. Well, center referee overruling. And see, that's the problem with 3 whistles on the field. Sorry, it's just one part of PIAA soccer that I do not like. I like 3 referees, I just don't like 3 whistles. Dambly floats this one high. Shilcock Elliott slips the header. Sargent coming ahead, puts it out wide. Hood has some space if he can track it down. Hood one time's well wide. He tried to wait for the bouncing ball, but substitution now for Radnor. It's going to be Zach Lieb into the match, replacing Panos Panitas. Panitas, the senior, will step out. Lieb, the junior, comes on. Lieb, a skillful ball control type player. Kakarika has it knocked away. Lieb tries to get a touch on. He does. Shilcock Elliott slips for Sargent. Radnor couldn't hang on, and Kakarika gets it on out, plays it out wide. Over there, Buckley lays it on back. Geiger's going to send it way down towards the right corner, but this one flies on out. Good idea by the Firebirds, but the width of the field took it away from him a bit there. Dambly with the throw in down the line. Little 1-2 over there with Checchio and Nogales, but the Firebirds get it on out. Bassett pulls it down and then quickly one-times it out. Winther. Golombowski, he flies this one in on goal, and there is Gallagher. Under a little bit of a challenge there from Buckley, but Gallagher had it all the way. Right up the middle this time goes Gallagher. Got a lot of air on this one. Shilcock Elliott shields off, gets one touch on it, and then runs right by it. Right there, though, is Nogales. Nogales slots it out wide to Sargent. He pulls it back. He got the shot. Misses way wide to the left side with the left foot.
Great kick, Tommy.
Patrick Becker gets it out to the center circle. Holy Ghost playing with a lot more composure in this half. Kakarika, I think the stress there was not to rush it. Radnor does seem hurried tonight. They seem in a hurry to get the ball forward, and they are not really playing their game, but they'll see if they can make this goal stand up. I don't know. Holy Ghost just looks like they've got an idea this half. Bad throw-in they call on Justin Matthew. Well, you still see that called in high school a little bit. You rarely see it called beyond the high school level. Quite frankly, I'd like to see FIFA revised the rules on throw-ins because the object of a throw-in is just to get the ball back in play. Ball played out wide, Hood on the move, but I think Grupp is going to get there ahead of him. Grupp's going to try to shield it on out. Hood got a touch on it. Let's see. Yeah, he tried to deflect it off of Grupp. Didn't quite work. Good hustle by junior John Hood for Radnor, but for naught. Lead to Sargent. Sargent cuts it back and around Pat Dooling. Radnor has it up the middle. Here's Checchio working through traffic. Tries to push it out to Shilcock Elliott. Ball still bouncing around, and finally the Holy Ghost defense gets it on out. Deflection off Hood. Throw in for Holy Ghost. Justin Matthew heads it inside. Lieb knocks it down. Sargent. Checchio. Straight ahead for Shilcock Elliott. He dummied that ball, tried to draw a foul call. Is not going to get one. He just lost his footing. Becker handled that one well outside the frame, and his punt goes to the far side of the center circle. Hitson takes it on the high bounce. Lieb hit from behind by Winther, and it's going to be a restart for Radnor. Hitson goes right up the middle looking for Shilcock Elliott. He chests it off to Sargent. Sargent has a runner inside, but no help. Sargent gets knocked off the ball, but John Hood picks up the outlet. He cuts it back inside. Shilcock Elliott touches it around one player. Still Shilcock Elliott. Slips as he tries to cut it back, and perhaps the field getting a little slippery as the temperatures cool down here a bit. Ball nodded ahead. Shilcock Elliott's in loose. His shot! And this time he did not beat Becker to the near side. We had a good angle on that one. The shot was well taken, and it was inside the frame, but Becker, who had been beaten in the first half by Shilcock Elliott to that exact spot, was not going to let it happen again. Len Checchio at the corner flag. High outswinger, Shilcock Elliott heads it down. It's into the goal! Right past the defender on the post. Well, Shilcock Elliott got a clean shot at that one. And I think, as in the first half, it caught Holy Ghost by surprise. He did get a lot on it. He hit it low. And I think the defender thought Becker was going to play for it. I think Becker thought his defender had it, and it just squirted in between them. And that goal comes in the 52nd minute. Shilcock Elliott, his second of the night, off the corner kick from Len Checchio. Here's a shot wide, quickly taken by Holy Ghost. That was number 16, Matt Tretter, trying to get it back in a hurry, but he was off the mark. Chris Dambley. Up to Sargent. He takes it off his back inside to Lieb. Lieb, clever little touch there, got around the defenders initially, but couldn't catch up to it. Here's Dambley surging ahead. Checchio has it. Tried to get it back to Dambley. He finally caught up to it, but too many white shirts at the moment. Dambley needed to turn that one around and get it back to Checchio or something. Golombowski ahead. The Firebirds try to get it through to Brian Bowers, the junior who just has entered the match. And now Shilcock Elliott, one man to beat. He's got Sargent outside, and as he tried to cut it back, he had Nogales wide open on the far side. I suspect that's where he was going with that one, but picked off by the central defense of Holy Ghost. A deflection by John Hood. He's going to try to track it down. Geiger has position. Hood's going to try to work around him. Geiger finally gets it on out. Michael Sabatka Sargent tried to get it loose, but Sabatka releases to the midfield line. Then they get it forward to Tim White, but he overran it. Bissett up the line looking for Nogales. Danley finally catches up to it, but it's out on the far touchline. Throw in for Holy Ghost. Zach Lieb. Ball ahead to Shilcock Elliott. Took it off his thigh, went inside, but nobody running. And Shilcock Elliott should have been able to see that. He was facing the rest of his team. Ball ahead, Sargent challenging, but the Firebirds turn it up. Hood hustling up, takes it off his chest. Ball goes out wide, almost got to Nogales, but the Firebirds pick it up. In the middle of the field, Bowers squirts it ahead. Now floated up high. Checchio got ahead on it. Nogales is going to play. Right on his back is Grupp. And Nogales hauled down. It's going to be a restart for Radnor. Ball played deep to Hitson. Hitson steps back once and hits it long, but Chris Sargent didn't play for it. The header off Golombowski is out. And it's referee swap-a-rama time. Ball quickly put back in play. Golombowski up the line. Hood had trouble with it. Bissett picks it up on one bounce. One time to the head to Checchio. Checchio immediately challenged and spilled by Brian Bowers, and Radnor's going to restart at the midfield line. Well, the Raiders not really pushing numbers forward here. You got 4 defenders back here guarding nobody right now. Hits in a low line drive into the box. Knocked out by the Firebirds. Lieb has it. Pulls it through a couple of defenders. Now puts it in a slot, but again, the Radnor Raiders just guilty of watching while Lieb works some magic. And here comes White for the Firebirds. White double teamed, but pushed by Checchio. It's going to be a restart for Holy Ghost. The Radnor Raiders up on top 2-0 in the 57th minute. Kakarika had a little trouble with it, stayed after it. Shilcock Elliott tried to get involved, but DeAndrea got a foot on it. Tom Gallagher hustles off the line now, or down the line I should say, to scoop that one up. Gallagher has not really been tested tonight. Firebirds have not generated any really good shots on goal. They've had a couple from distance. They've mostly been off the mark. Radnor has not generated a lot since the early going of this match. They had 2 spurts, the first 15 minutes and about the last 5 minutes of the first half. Lieb, a little spinorama move. Ball popped ahead. Shilcock Elliott wants to slip headed. He does. Dambley on the move. Dambley is going to try to retain control. Leonard out on defense, and Leonard stone-foots him right there at the corner flag and knocks it out for a throw-in for Radnor. And let's see, it's a Radnor throw-in. We have 1 substitution for Radnor, and it looks like 4 for Holy Ghost. And we'll try to pick up the players for you. We see number 8, Gene Curran on. Also number 9, Andrew Wittenberg. A couple of other ones for the Firebirds. Jay On came on for Radnor, replacing Keith Shilcock Elliott, I believe. Throw in for Radnor. Chris Dambley once again. Checchio sweeps it ahead. Nogales is going to try to get to it, but defensively right there was number 24, Alex Geiger, and it's going to be a goal kick for the Firebirds. Brian Affelt into the match. Number 15 tried to push it ahead there, but the Raiders pulled it out. Now Jay On tries to get it inside to Chris Sargent, but Sargent was behind the defender. Kind of tough to get it to when you're behind the defender. Hood can't hang on to it. Here comes Wittenberg. Wittenberg takes it wide. Len Cecchio is right there. Well, you know, it was interesting talking to Coach Gene Curran. He said, you know, a lot of our players here at Holy Ghost, they play basketball, baseball. Here's a shot by Nogales right into the back of the defense there. Bassett breaks up that challenge. The Firebirds had something going there for a moment. Nogales. Only 3 red shirts up right now for Radnor, working against 6 defenders. Nogales gets around 1. He's going to have trouble. Ball slotted inside and knocked out for a corner kick. The rest of the Radnor team not in any hurry to get forward. They do have a 2-goal lead. We were saying that Gene Curran said a lot of the players here at Holy Ghost Prep are really multi-sport players. The same is pretty much true for Radnor. Neither team really counts more than about 1 or 2 players as year-round soccer players. Dambley curling in, but Central Holy Ghost defense got to that one. Shilcock Elliott working down the right side. Little fake move here. Now he gets it across. This one's going to be a little bit strong, and it's going to be out on the far side. Patrick Becker to the ball. Well, we talked about head coach Kyle Shilcock Elliott for Radnor having played collegiately at Delaware. You know, Gene Curran played for the great Walter Barr when he was the head coach at Temple. Curran shared some great stories of his soccer playing days. He played in the United League for many years with Danubia. Ball in, played by the Firebirds, number 18, Michael Sabatka. Ball pops out to the near side. Chris Sargent gets to it for Radnor, in traffic, knocked away. Justin Matthew can't get to it, and then Holy Ghost loses control, and John Hood deflects it off a white-shirted Firebird for a throw-in for Radnor. We have passed the 1-hour mark in this one. Radnor with a 2-0 lead, a goal in each half from Keith Shilcock Elliott. Zach Lieb squirts it inside. Nogales on the move. Nogales cuts it around 1 defender, but now he's working the wrong way. 2 white shirts on him, and they pry it loose. Nogales staying after it, though. Nogales surprises at times. Just a sophomore. He's one of the players that Coach Kyle Shilcock Elliott is excited to have back for the next couple of years. As we said, Radnor predominantly seniors. They have 15 seniors on this squad. They lose a lot after this season. Ball across the box, headed back in by Sargent. Knocked down by the defense. Becker had come outside the frames. Sargent did well. Look at Becker on the diving save. Sargent had a seeing eye. Ball headed goalward there, and Becker came out of nowhere to snap it up. Nogales has to be a little bit winded after all that work up in the box, but he seems to thrive on tight traffic situations. Cecchio looking to get rid of it, is going to dump it on back. Bassett has it. Slots it ahead for Hood. Sargent tracking back. Little slip move there. Hood gets tangled up with Alex Geiger. They're going to call Hood for the foul. And John Hood must have said something, because this is going to pull a yellow card. And that's going to bring Keith Shilcock Elliott back onto the field for Radnor. And we see Panos Panitas coming back in to replace Rodrigo Nogales. Well, Nogales, as we said, probably tiring just a bit. He's been working hard there. Aaron Stahl also into the match for Radnor. Looks like Shilcock Elliott will play as one of the two defensive stoppers alongside Len Checchio. This ball slip-headed all the way into the box. Tom Gallagher scoops it up. Well, neither goalkeeper has been terribly busy in this half, but Radnor has been the team that has taken advantage of a couple of shots on goal. They've gotten two past Becker. Holy Ghost with some numbers, perhaps, but White pulls it around Shilcock Elliott in the center circle. White moving forward with authority now, floats it into the box. Up ahead. Holy Ghost gets it back across, but there's Lieb. Lieb takes it down in the box. Coming forward, Dambley finally knocks it out. That was number 14, Chaz Narwitz, who got deep in the Radnor box and sent it across. But Holy Ghost was unable to get to it. And now John Hood is going to come back in. Keith Shilcock Elliott will go out. Dambley. Low line drive over the head of Aaron Stahl. This one I think is going to get out before Jay On can get there. Well, we said the three previous matches between these two teams have been one-goal affairs. That means Holy Ghost may be due for one in this match. Lieb got it out of there initially, but Justin Matthew gives it away. Then Holy Ghost gives it right back. This one comes right down the middle. Hitzen is going to one-time it on out. Jay On will try to corral the bouncing ball at the far sideline. Geiger out over. On one touched it inside, but Stahl had run on past. And Holy Ghost is going to get a chance, but Chris Sargent coming back. Justin Matthew touched it, and Holy Ghost gets it back. White. In through Narwitz, but Justin Matthew just holds his ground and then sends it across to On. On takes it off the chest, and they're going to call that a handball. Wow. Wow, that was tough. Matthew breaks it up. Sargent, and now Sargent has some runners inside. I don't think he sees them. Now he goes across the box, and this one is going to get deep. On's going to have a chance, perhaps, if he can get up to it. On right there, but knocked away just as he went to shoot, and then as Aaron Stahl came in to help out, again the Holy Ghost defense knocks it away. Ball out wide to Sargent. Sargent tried to touch it back to On and couldn't get it past, and there is a foul by number 20, Devin. Wow. DeAndrea had the hands out, and they're giving this one to Holy Ghost. Well, that's interesting. Hood took it off the chest. Checchio up for the header, couldn't get to it. Michael Sabatka pops it up for Holy Ghost. Then Wittenberg. Sabatka ahead to Bowers. Ball comes deep, and here comes Radnor with a 2-on-2 breakout. Sargent coming ahead. Slots it through for On. It's going to be too far in front. Becker hustles off the line. Becker bombs it to midfield, headed down by Narwitz. Stahl gets back to it, but there's White to pick it up for the Firebirds. White has his back to the goal, tries to send it square to Wittenberg. Hood comes forward with it for Radnor. Stahl has to, the ball just a half step behind him, and he can't get to it. Geiger coming out of the back, tried to get it up front, but there was Hitzen for Radnor on the defense. On, touches it inside, away from pressure. Had Sargent on the move through the middle. Picked off by Wittenberg. Narwitz drops it to DeAndrea. DeAndrea is going to go long. Hitzen waits for it on one bounce. Pops it straight up in the air. Matthew underneath it. He got shouldered off by Narwitz. Matthew one times it on out. And now Sargent and Hood breaking out. Radnor with a chance if Sargent can run it down. Hustling back quickly is Wittenberg. Wittenberg finally gets around Sargent, so he pulls it back and waits for help. Nothing, no help coming. No Radnor player within 20 yards of Sargent right there. They were all busy watching. 6 substitutions headed into the match for Holy Ghost. 2 for Radnor at this stoppage. Justin Matthew with the throw. Looking for Shilcock Elliott. Found him. He headed it, sort of heeled it up. He's going to try to take it himself. Keeps it alive. Takes it down to the line. Shilcock Elliott working hard. He wanted a corner, but they say it was off Shilcock Elliott. Shilcock Elliott said DeAndrea hit it. Becker. Lieb got the initial head on it. White got it. Hood stayed after it, but he just floats it up high. Nobody there for Radnor. Ball comes to the near side. Stahl. That one is out off. Holy Ghost, Justin Matthew quickly puts it in play. Bissett. Back through Hitson. Hitson has Dambley out wide. Dambley one times it forward. Nogales. Nogales just lets the defenders run by him, lays it on back for Hitson. He puts the left foot to it. Stahl is open. He heads it up for Shilcock Elliott. Shilcock Elliott got up high and headed it. Nogales coming in behind. He's got it. Nogales is loose. Slots it across the box. And just behind Zach Lieb. I don't think Lieb thought that was going to get through. I think that surprised Zach Lieb. That ball went right between 2 defenders. Grupp across to Wittenberg. Wittenberg drops it back. Dueling. The Firebirds patient now. Still 9.5 minutes left in this one, and here's a good opportunity. Boy, the Radnor defense definitely caught watching there, and that ball was well placed. Winther just not able to redirect that one the right way. Holy Ghost easily could have pulled one back right there, and I was just about to say that if Holy Ghost were to be able to get a goal here, even though there's time winding down, it's not bundle of nerves time just yet. If they could get one back, they would be right back in this match. Ball into the center circle. Hood out wide. Sargent, who's back in for Aaron Stahl, is not going to get to this one. Wittenberg challenged by Hood. Lays it inside. Winther. Matthew to Hood. Right up the middle. Shilcock Elliott tracks back. Has it poked aside. He continues to track back and gets it back to Bissett, and now Matthew just pounds it to the far side to at least give his defense a chance to collect their thoughts here. Kakarika tracks it down, lays it back for DeAndrea. DeAndrea coming forward, had it knocked away by Matthew. Wittenberg with the throw. Into Winther, and he took down Hood. It's going to be a restart for Radnor. Hitson straight up the line looking for Shilcock Elliott. He takes it off the chest. Pulls it down. Now he's at the sideline. Here comes the double team. Shilcock Elliott, a little fake shot. Still with it. Still on the line. Ball was not out. He's into the corner, and now he's just going to sit on it for a little while. A little too early to be wasting time, but I guess given the position he was in, probably the best thing to do at the time. Chris Sargent with the throw. He lays it into Shilcock Elliott. Shilcock Elliott is going to just try to keep it there, and he loses it. Aaron Stahl looks like he will be coming back in for Radnor, as will Jay On. Justin Matthew and Chris Sargent headed off for the Raiders. And we see Devin DeAndrea stepping off for Holy Ghost. The Firebirds put it back in play into their own box. Geiger across to Becker. Becker plays it out to Giamboski. Giamboski brings it back through Wittenberg. Well, I think if you're the coaching staff of Holy Ghost, you have to be pretty pleased with the way your team's played in the second half. Here's Stahl on the move. Stahl pulls it back behind Peter Leonard. Looks inside for help to On. On puts it right back down, and Stahl's going to try to chase after it. Leonard gets there and gets the touch, though. Throw in for Radnor. I was going to say, I think you got to be pretty pleased with the way Holy Ghost has played in the second half here. They just have not been able to generate good scoring opportunities. Radnor scored on a corner kick, a header from Keith Shilcock Elliott, so he doubled his goal total for the night, and that's what we have up on the board, 2-0 in favor of Radnor. But we're inside 6 minutes now, and Holy Ghost will have to start thinking about pushing some extra players forward to see if they can get back into this one. Kakarika steaming across the field. Ahead, but there's Dambly to pick it off. Dambly is going to try the left side. Pushes it ahead for Nogales. Nogales can't get there. Dueling has it for Holy Ghost. In the middle of the field, Stahl picks it off. On. Touches wide to Nogales. Nogales pops it up. Giamboski in his way, though. He's not going anywhere. Ball put back out. Nogales still trying to work through traffic. Shilcock Elliott's going to get it. He tried to put it back to Nogales. And he is pushed down, Shilcock Elliott, by Winter. Shilcock Elliott may go on goal. He's going to give it a low rip, and look at Becker slide over and cover that one up. High outlet comes to White. White had trouble with that one. Shilcock Elliott has it in the middle of the field. It deflects off Wittenberg. Throw in for Radnor, and now we're going to see number 12, Chris Sargent, replacing Aaron Stahl. Well, this is sort of the second swap-a-rama between Stahl and Sargent. Not quite sure what head coach Kyle Shilcock Elliott's doing here, but Sargent down the line. Shilcock Elliott slipped it, but Becker is just going to hustle out off the line and pick this one up. Lieb didn't get the header. Dambly jams this one back up the field. Here comes Becker out of the box. He got to it. On has it, and he and Shilcock Elliott collide, and let's see what they call here. They blew the whistle right away because Becker looks hurt. So does Shilcock Elliott. I don't know. Coaching staffs for both teams headed out quickly along with the trainer, and that was one heavy-duty collision right there. It was no malice intended. These two guys were going hard for the ball, and you see Becker tapping his chest. Shilcock Elliott's going to roll on up. He's a big body out there. It looks like he's going to be okay. Now we got to see about Becker. And Becker pops up, so shake of hands. Those two Warriors knew that they were just playing hard soccer right there. Nice show of sportsmanship by the two opponents. Shilcock Elliott's going to head on off. Well, maybe not. They're going to send him off, but they're not going to send Becker off. They say they stopped the game. Well, no, maybe not. They're going to keep Shilcock Elliott on, I guess. Well, now they are going to send both players off, and the backup keeper is going to have to come in for Holy Ghost, and Scott Gerlin comes in for Keith Shilcock Elliott. We'll see if Becker heads right back on out there. Restart for the Firebirds, but time winding down on the hopes of Holy Ghost Prep to advance to the district final. Winter pushes it out wide. Leonard gets it ahead. Kakarika working hard right there, though, is Hood. Hood plays it ahead. Scott Gerlin up top by himself. Just came in. Puts it ahead for Nogales. Nogales has it out wide. He'll probably try to head to the corner flag unless there's a clear lane to the goal. And there is Gerlin, and he is going to go down to the corner flag and just try to waste some time. Ball knocked out. Throw in, they say, for Holy Ghost. A couple more substitutions for the Firebirds. Number 21, James Gilbert, a junior, into the match. And number 23, Tim Ledwith, a sophomore defender. Ball down the line and out. Ledwith touches inside to Winther. On's tracking Winther. He comes right down the middle. White. Ahead, Lee breaks it up. Checchio. Now Radnor breaking out. They've got some numbers coming forward, but they're not really going to goal anymore. They're just trying to play it, take time off the clock. Kakarika, Bissett goes right up the middle. There's Gerlin. Gerlin tries to turn it outside. Gave it away. Checchio has it out wide to Sargent. Sargent bombs it across to the far corner. Nogales is going to go in on goal. Nogales is going to score! Rodrigo Nogales hustles on in and maybe took advantage there of the fact that Holy Ghost thought that Radnor was going to take it to the corner flag. Well, that seals the deal right there for the Radnor Raiders. That goal coming in the 78th minute. I'm sorry, the 79th minute. Rodrigo Nogales gets up on the board in the district semifinal. Hood sends this one long. Gerlin. Gerlin has Nogales outside. Nogales will probably not turn goalward this time. Well, he's just going to hold possession right now. Tries to get it down to Gerlin, who was waiting, but that goal sending a few of the fans headed to the parking lot. Gerlin now down to the corner flag. Golombowski on his back and a throw in once again for Holy Ghost, but we're inside a minute now. And it looks like the District 1 Class AA final has been set. Lansdale Catholic awaits the Radnor Raiders. That game to be played on Thursday night. I'm not sure if it's back here at Wissahickon or not. We'll have to suggest that you check your local listings. And if you're a soccer fan, we hope to see you out at Westchester East High School tomorrow night for the AAA semifinals. Interesting, though, in District 1 this year, in AAA, all four finalists will advance to the state round. In AA, you have to win the district here in District 1 to advance. So the game on Thursday, very, very important for Radnor and Lansdale Catholic. The winner goes on, the loser ends their season. There's the whistle ending this match. The Radnor Raiders, for the third consecutive match in district play, put 3 goals up on the board and they make it stand. Tonight, a shutout over the Holy Ghost Firebirds. A quick recap of the scoring tonight. 1 goal for Radnor in the first half. In the 23rd minute, Keith Shilcock-Elliott got loose down the right side and was deep in the box. Looked innocent enough. He just took a rip, figured what the heck, and he wound up beating Patrick Leonard to the near Ben Becker, to the near post for a 1-0 lead, and that's how we went to the halftime break. 12 minutes into the second half, Shilcock-Elliott headed a corner from Len Cecchio, past a startled Firebird defense for a 2-0 lead. And then in the 79th minute, it was Rodrigo Nogales sneaking in behind the Firebird defense and poking one past the backup keeper. And I'm sorry we didn't have a name for the backup keeper, but that was the final goal of the night. These two teams getting together to shake hands. A well-played match, and nothing really nasty out there. We want to take this opportunity to thank you for joining us tonight here on ESVN, and especially want to thank my cameraman, the silent partner here, who brings all these videos to you, game in and game out. That's Jim Eagle behind the lens. I'm Jeff Elliott with the play-by-play. Once again, your final here tonight. The Radnor Raiders advance to the District 1 Class AA final against Lansdale Catholic. 3-0 victors tonight over Holy Ghost Prep. Thanks for joining us here tonight, folks. We hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did. We'll see you around the pitch.